Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Swift Community Live broadcast of the Wahoo Le Col Club Championships Race number 1. It's a 3-race series that Wahoo Le Col is putting on as a fun series for their club, but also a test series of some cool stuff that they want to be putting together for maybe the community. So going to be a lot of fun. It's cool to see within it club the top elite athletes as well as athletes across the entirety of their club battling it out against each other. Dave, it seems to me we're in a hill climb, specifically after one segment, and my take on this is they want to try something a little kind of new. And with a lot of the riders coming out of the UK, I'm getting the sense that they're maybe trying to copy what's really popular around some of the areas that they're used to cycling.
Yeah, I've been astounded, Nathan, by the popularity of the hill climbs. And I think it has a lot to do with topography as well. There's a lot of great hills to climb in the United Kingdom. And time trialing, also super popular there. So I think that this should translate really well into what we're trying to do with esports. It's a fertile ground that we're looking at here going forward and looking at some new ideas. It's a perfect time to do that. And just one more thought on this. I've always been really impressed by Wahoo Le Col on many different levels. The competition is one thing, but I think even more importantly, Nathan, for us is the community right now. They're really the first team, and for me, the platinum standard of squads that have integrated both men and women, everybody together. There's some really great teams out there, but generally they focus on one gender or the other, where Wahoo Le Col has really been great from top to bottom, men, women, everybody, and of course the different levels of racing, as you see some really spirited B's and C's and D's in this program as well. So yeah, a lot to look forward to. Thanks for having me involved. I'm stoked to head to Bologna. I always love a good pasta bolognese anyways.
Well, let's go ahead and jump out. I don't know if they're going to be offering any up. I'll have to check and see if any post-broadcast, pre-broadcast pasta bolognese. I'm not even sure if that's how I say it. I need to really work on this. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm riding for, Castelli, and I can't even pronounce half the names or the language, but we're doing our best on that front. Well, let's go ahead and jump down in. There is a lead in, everybody, so people are going to be taking it pretty chill for the first little parts of this race. 2 kilometers. It is the first 2 kilometers. And as you can see, we do have the ride leader, Tim Fulford, who is putting this together for everybody. Let me see if we can bring Tim in. Now, the thing with Tim is he might be riding his bike. I think he is. So in the background, I have a feeling it may be difficult for him. Tim, can you hear us okay? I'm going to double check. I think we have his trainer.
I can, Nathan.
Oh, there we go.
Have you got my trainer as well?
Yeah, you're good. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You're breathing a little heavy, but it's good to have you. Tim, do you want to give us just a little lowdown, Tim Fulford, just who you are for those who might not have any clue? Like, who's Tim Fulford for WLC? We know WLC. We see Zoe Langham killing it at Worlds, etc. But what do you got to do with this team in the esports space?
So I was part of the team that kind of set the whole Wahoo Le Col stuff up. I work in the cycling industry anyway. Just before COVID lockdown, had a chat with a couple of friends at Wahoo and Le Col. Kind of said this might be something to keep your eye on from a Zwift perspective, and it's just grown and grown. We've got a great team of 10 of us that kind of sit on a Wahoo Le Col board, both men and women, and just try for equality wherever possible. Shown tonight as I breathe heavily with a beacon.
Actually, it's not too bad if you just keep talking. And then we're pretty good.
Keep talking, and my heart rate keeps going up. But yeah, no, we're just trying something new, and thanks to Zwift community for putting it on. But yeah, it's 6K rollout and then 2K smash, which I will not be doing, but I'm here to keep herding cats.
Nice. And that picture there, that looks like somewhere that is 2017-18 for your profile, we want to think. That's original esports real life, isn't that?
Nathan, don't age that picture so quickly. Like that could have been last week. So I competed in real life, I guess you could say.
That's in
with
SoCal.
CVR in Paris.
That one's in SoCal, or is that Paris? That one's Paris.
That's Paris. Yeah,
Okay.
Paris, September 2017. Then I was at SoCal and at Vancouver as well. So yeah, definitely believe in the whole physical esports thing, and hopefully going to prove that tonight.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Well, thanks so much for putting this together and reaching out to us. Absolutely love it. Dave, I saw you raised your finger there. What's going on?
Well, I'm just wondering, Tim, how many folks ride for Wahoo Le Col? If you look at the big collective, we talking over 200 athletes?
Yeah, so we obviously probably get most of our coverage from our Grand Prix teams, which is fantastic. But yeah, there's about 250. And we it's not invite only, but we're not an open team. So we really look for transparency and people that really want to get involved on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We've talked a lot about, the athletes on your team, and there's something about the quality of character from a lot. I'm thinking Teppo Lorio right off the start. How did you guys connect with Teppo? He's in Finland. Looks like the team is based out of the United Kingdom. I mean, he brings something to esports, and there's our man right there. He brings something to esports that it's really hard to quantify or qualify, but it's incredibly important to have people like Teppo in our community. How did you guys connect with him?
I can't remember how Teppo came to us, to be honest, but Teppo's personality is so infectious, and we realize that we are all avatars racing against each other, but personality is so important in creating the sport that we want to make bigger and better. So that's really what we're about. Winning is great, but we want to get the names out there. We want to get personalities, smiles, and put the face to an avatar as much as anything.
So, Tim, last night, Nathan and I had a conversation after we wrapped up our broadcast about what you're looking to do with this series and going into the future with racing. I mean, you've got such a unique perspective on this, my friend, as being a racer. You've been involved, like Nathan, really since day one. What are some of the things that you see with your vision for esports in the short future and, looking out a little further?
Yeah, so I think Zwift have obviously led the way. There is competition there now, but equally so, we use the word esports with Zwift so often, but esports to a lot of people means Counter-Strike or League of Legends, and I kind of look at it from that perspective as much as anything, and whether we can engage the esport community and kind of go, hi, we're physical esports, can we get involved as well? So trying different modes, trying different things, using the fantastic broadcasting you guys do, and all the power numbers is where I'm at.
Nice, Nathan. We really love having days like today to take a look at this community. And one thing that's impressive to me is that you talk about herding cats. Nathan, can you believe that Tim's kept this group together like this? This is unprecedented.
At the same time, I do think that there's a little bit of like self-preservation in the way that they're hurting themselves, because they're about to do. Tim, one last question before we get into this, because they are going to start this pretty quickly here. What do you think the times are? What are the current times on this Strava segment that they're going for?
I mean,
do you know off the top of your head?
I think it's about 6. I think it's about 6 minutes. It's 2K, 10%. Absolute smash. I will say, there's no draft here, obviously. So all of these guys have kept together, pedaling the same amount. So fair play to them.
Good deal. Well, we're going to get into it here pretty quick, it looks like. Tim, thanks for jumping in with us. Appreciate it. We look forward to the rest of the series here and everything that's happening. And good luck herding the cats. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump in with our man. We actually got a whole bunch of live video they've provided for us. So it's great to have Lorio's here with us, coming out of Finland. Look at this guy with 66 kilograms. I think he's going to be going up this climb pretty insane pace, most likely. He's one of our maybe one of our favorites today, you think, Dave? I mean, we've got a pretty good smattering of some of the top esports riders, though. I mean, it's 6.2 kilometers, so a little less than 1K, and it's go time.
Yeah, I'm just kind of scared. Oh, Alvarado is here. Adrian, the Chilean Condor. He'll give our
Okay.
man a run for his money. So Chile, Finland, Wahoo Le Col spanning the globe with their team. Really cool to hear from Tim as well. But yeah, Nathan, I don't know. If you want to take Teppo, I'll go even money with the Condor. I'll take Adrian.
Alvarado, we've got a couple
Yeah,
others
I'm a
here
big
as
fan.
well. We'll see if we can find some of our other riders here. Some of these big names. I mean, we've actually. I'm not sure if Zoe is actually racing, but we do definitely have Zoe as well as Adam Thorpe here next to each other in some sort of a rave room. Their colors actually changed. Like it was
Well,
a different color earlier, and now somehow it's gone to pink. So I don't know if that's like based off of effort or what's going to be happening here. One of the team members already actually is off the front. It looks like Tarek decided to just take off and say, I'm going for it. I don't care where you guys are at. I'm just going to take this on early. So Mafa Tarek here already off the front, Dave. Now it's about the segment. So the segment starts at the bottom of the climb at 6.1. Go, 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 as you can see coming on through here. So now things are really going to start heating up.
yeah, all right. 10% grade average over 2K. That sounds ridiculous. Hearing Tim saying 6 minutes, that sounds really quick on a climb that stiff. Mafatarik, the Moroccan rider, I'm saying that off of memory, is he's been absolutely one of the riders to watch in the ZRL Zwift Grand Prix. As this is going to be fun. So getting stuck in now. Again, thanks to Wahoo Le Col for having us involved. I've always been a huge fan of this team. I have a feeling, Nathan, we're going to have some riders come out of the woodwork for us here. And got to give credit to Zoe Langham. She's in my Hall of Fame for esports riders without any question. One of the GOATs, the greatest of all time. So it's great to see her out here. So we're in with Mafatark right now. Checking out the numbers here, heart rate up at 171. So he's settling into Algeria. I apologize there. So the Algerian Mafatarik here at 171 beats per minute. So he's taking this seriously, and he looks like he's pacing himself pretty well, Nathan.
Yeah, not bad at all. We'll keep an eye on the segment as well for this and how things go. Cooper now. Hey, Cooper, this is a solid little effort coming in from Cooper. We'll see if we can get Alex Cooper is who we're talking about here. Alex, solid, little bit of a 2-second gap coming out of the United Kingdom right here. And most of the team, I think, United Kingdom, 181 beats per minute, 3 seconds over Sharp. L'Oreal's right there as well. Definitely smattering of athletes across here, but we've got a group with Ben Russell, Hywel Davies, Halliday, Mir, L'Oreal, Celebi, and Sharp. That's all behind there trying to chase down this man Cooper.
All right. So, Nathan, as you said, drafting turned off here. So, very pure efforts on this climb. Really, it'll be interesting to see what the watts per kilo look like now. 180 beats per minute from Alex Cooper. So, Alex really getting after it here as he's holding some real speed, too. I mean, considering that it's a 7% grade, he's moving along at 21 kilometers per hour. So, this man is flat out flying up this climb. Here we go with Ben Russell. Ben up and out of the saddle. Getting a little movement from the bike underneath him, simulating a realistic climbing experience a little bit more than some others. Good job,
What's
Ben.
interesting here, if we look at Russell here, I mean, oh my gosh, already, Dave, 171 beats per minute. You can see on his face the amount of pain. I mean, it's just real at this point already. Now, the cool thing I think here for the athletes is that he's going to have a look behind him now for those he started ahead of and those he started behind. And he's going to be looking to catch athletes that are ahead of him and keep those that are chasing him behind, right? Off of the segment. This isn't about first across the line. Everyone kind of started in their own little space. So in my head, if I'm one of these athletes, what I'm thinking is I've got a number that I started ahead of, let's say Josh Power, who's behind him. And then I'm like, don't let Josh get within 2 more seconds of me. Let's see. And you start getting encouraged if you start gaining time or losing time off of that marker you set against the other riders.
It's a fascinating discussion, Nathan. There's a few things I'd like to peel back on that onion. One, we could tell a lot about your psychology as a rider just by putting you into this lab experiment here. Do you focus on the rider in front of you or the rider behind you more? That tells me a lot about your mindset, no doubt about it. And how many of these riders set a pacing plan and stick to it versus riders that are encouraged or decentivized by the rides happening around them, right? Some riders, I have to think, Nathan, would just ride this in a bubble, just doing what they can. Look at Josh Power throwing down. That man is flogging himself like a rented mule that's due back right after dinner time here. Is Josh Power getting after it? You've been showing, I guess, horses for courses, right? I mean, the athletes that you've been showing us have all been pure climbing profiles, and Josh really showing us exactly that. Look at this heart rate. This guy is getting stuck in nearly 200 beats per minute, Nathan. That is a massive effort from this wattage cottage.
Absolutely. And getting away from him just a little bit here, doing his absolute best, it looks like here. But Cooper, Sharp, it looks like Halliday. I think Russell gaining a little bit of time on him. Look at Lorio, though. I mean, already around the corner here, this guy is absolutely flying here, Dave. Lorio, and look at the level 70 kit with the helmet. I love it.
Oh, my goodness.
This guy has got the setup, that's for sure. He's been doing his homework here as Teppo is flying to the top. He's actually almost looking comfortable here, Dave. If I take a look at this here, look at Lorio. Look, I mean, steady grind here, coming to the top of this climb almost. I mean, Dave, this is going to be one of a record setting. Is he going to get the overall Strava segment, perhaps?
How could you not be pulling for this guy? You know, there's been in elite endurance athletics, the term the flying Finn, Nathan, has existed for almost 100 years. You talk about it really comes from the amazing endurance athletes that come out of Finland. Teppo Lorio continues to fly that flag. This guy is just pure personality with a massive effort. He's kind of coming back too, Nathan. We haven't seen him racing a ton in the ZRL this season. I'm not exactly sure of the details, but I have a feeling that it's some niggling kind of injury that he's been able to work his way through. We're in with Mir now, but we'll keep an eye on Teppo for you here. But riders are going to be coming in hot now as we'll be looking to post some times. Good job, Ben.
Yeah, just finishing up here, Ben Mir, as coming on through.
He's done. He's going to go back down.
Done. Yeah, he's already done. Game
We're in
over.
Bologna. I haven't done a lot of sorry,
Lorio,
I haven't
just
done a lot
finishing up. Go ahead.
Oh, let's see what we've got there. This is a course that you don't see that often. The Bologna course that was a time trial for the Giro d'Italia back in 2019.
Yeah, and as they're finishing up here, we're going to start getting
Davies.
some times coming on in. Tyrell Davies coming through. L'Oreal's absolutely dying, it looks like, here as he's looking to recover. We'll start getting some times in as soon as we possibly can. We'll be checking doing it off of a Strava segment, actually. So I may need to bring that up the Strava to figure out exactly where they're all sitting. But let's move a little bit further down some of the other categories, actually, because there are other riders actually out here across a few other categories that we're going to be able to bring in. And it's not just Wahoo Le Col. It isn't just about the top end elite athletes. Actually, we've also got plenty of others across the entirety of this team. Definitely A, B, C, D categories across the way.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really impresses me the most about this team is how they're not just focused on one of the levels of competition. They're looking at the sport in mass, the entire what esports is all about. And to be honest with you, esports is really about C riders and D riders. That's where the numbers are mind-blowing. And you got to have that pyramid when you're talking about competitive sports where you have the base, you have to build that up, and then as you climb up to the top of the pyramid, the groups become smaller as the racing becomes more specialized and elite. But this is Graham McKenzie here. You're going to notice that a decent number of the riders are going to be racing out of the United Kingdom, as that would be the home for Le Col. I would call Wahoo, well, like Wahoo and Le Col are both global companies at this point, without any doubt.
Little battle here, like in this between Daniel and Morrison. Heldens also coming on through
Ugly
from the
Christmas
Netherlands.
sweater.
I
going
like
there.
it that they're
That's
going.
back.
Definitely, it's
Yeah.
so good, so good that they're doing that. Andrea, hey,
Tis
look
the
at this.
season.
This is our buddy Alejandro Malaya
Out
out
of
here.
Seattle.
Yeah, it's good to see
Oh,
Alejandro and making a good effort right to the line, just finishing up. As
he's a legend.
he's actually got this really cool setup. I'm actually going to see if I can find Alejandro as he just came across the line. Look at this guy's setup here. Give me 1 second. I think I can bring
That's
it
a
up for you
great
here.
jersey. You were saying that Teppo
Look
was
at it.
in level
Look at this
70.
guy. Look at Alejandro.
Alejandro.
He's got a little a mix board there as well on the right hand side. I mean, put in a solid effort, that's for sure.
Alejandro is Chilean, but is living up in Washington State now and is a certified genius, actually. He's one of the few riders, Nathan, that his IQ and his FTP are battling each other as to which will be the highest. It's hard to say. What do you think? His FTP probably higher than his IQ, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's hard to say.
With him, it is hard to say. Anna Fairweather coming out of Scotland here. As
right
she's
on,
looking
Anna.
to finish it up and going for a solid effort. See if she can catch Tim out here, actually. And
take a look at her heart rate, 175. Anna came to race, no doubt about it. Good job out there. Level 49 Zwifter, making some big wattage cottage level from Anna Fairweather.
Yeah,
that's one of the best jerseys I've seen. That's about a year old that jersey came out, I would say.
The Scotland jersey, it is one of the best ones for sure. Definitely, absolutely.
Swift Tartan,
love it. And we got the. Here we go. So maybe we can bring in a couple of interviews actually from some of the riders. Let's see if we've got some of actually Teppo. Let's see if Teppo is on with us, and I'm going to see if he can hear me. Hey Teppo, can you hear us? Okay, buddy. I'm going to double check here and see. I don't know if he can actually hear. Alejandro might be able to hear us as well. I'm trying to see if we can bring in a couple of the athletes for some interviews, but I actually didn't warn them prior. Hey, we might need to hear you. We'll see if we can bring something through.
My question for Teppo, if we're able to ask, would be:
hold on. Here we go.
You got him?
I think so. Teppo, you got me?
Yeah.
There we go. Good deal. So, Teppo, full gas it looked like out there tonight. How did it feel?
Tired.
Yeah, level 70? Level 70 already? I mean, what's happening with that?
What level?
You're at level 70 or no? What level are you at this point?
73 at the moment. I did today's level up on morning ride and now working on the level 47.
So
that's amazing.
Is it 100K a day or something? Are you back to your 100K a day situation, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, it's pretty close. 100K a day, and depends on the luck on the banners, but if I get good XP boost, I'm done at 90K.
So quick on that one. Everybody wants to know on that front. What's the top secret sauce? Like what do you do? Are you just hanging with pace partners, or do you got like special methods? Because personally, I'm heading to certain areas right now on workout mode, getting as many wheel sets over the Alp as I can. I'm hitting Crit City. Was the elephant help you? What's up with the elephant?
Yeah. I have two ways to level up fast. First one is, or the more consistent one, is the Makuri Island marketplace loop. It has one banner in 1.3K. So if you ride 40K PH,
that's a new one to me. I didn't. You're you're giving all the secrets now, though. Oh man, that one's pretty top secret there.
Yeah. The top secret still is coming on a YouTube video.
There's even a better one than that.
Yeah. Even better. Oh, like that times 2 or 3.
Oh man. All right. Well, we're gonna. I don't see now. I'm trying to figure out where the shortest banner loop
Yeah,
is in the entirety of the whole world there. But right on top of that, looked like a solid effort though. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, so hey Teppo, we've been talking about, the future of esports
What?
racing. What's your favorite kind of racing? What do you enjoy doing the most, or when you line up has you really G'd up?
Oh, can we not? Do you got?
I'm
Do you
not
have Dave?
sure if Teppo.
No, no, no. Hold on a second. I'll double check that real quick here. Maybe he's got no Dave. And
Jimmy?
yeah, we got you. We got.
We
I
can
got
hear
you.
you.
Yeah, you got you. I just think Dave maybe isn't coming through over there. So we're gonna go ahead and here, Dave. Go ahead. Try that.
Hey Teppo, what's your favorite kind of racing on esports?
I kind of like fast-paced point races, but if I could choose, we would have like one 400k TT once in a year.
We could do that,
Like
Nathan, right?
Like real ultra stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's that'd be that's
That'd be
crazy.
quite a broadcast.
That would be pretty intense. That's for sure. Teppo, it was a good effort out there. What do you think? Do you think you grabbed the top spot? I mean, what was the top spot? What kind of time were you shooting for out there?
I'm coming back from bad end of the summer and fall, but at least I made my season best 5-minute power. So I know on our nationals I did like 6-minute 20 up the hill. So I was going at it. So paced it the same way, but Howell just rode away. So let's hope at least top 10.
Yeah. Gotcha. Right on. Yeah, Davey seemed like he was going pretty good. Davies did seem like he was going pretty good. Let's go and see if we can bring in somebody else from another really familiar name. Is Josh Power?
Thanks,
I don't know if Josh. Yeah, thanks a lot, Teppo. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can bring in Mr. Power here in just a second. But if he could get him to unmute, I'm not sure if his mic was working here, but definitely. Hey, Josh, can you hear us? Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Josh. We have you. And good to see. There we go. Let's replace the spotlight. Hey, Josh Power, always hanging out in the community in the chat. See him tons. How'd that go for you out there, Josh?
Yeah, it was pretty good, I think. I've not looked at the power yet. I'll just have a look now, but I think probably close to my best outdoors this year, so pretty happy with it.
Nice, very good. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, what's when it comes to your expectations coming to this and getting ready for an event like this, is there a lot of pressure around it? I mean, it felt kind of like, oh, we're all just hanging out, but I mean, now you're saying, well, it was pretty good, and I've got this power number that from over the summer, and it was actually almost a personal best. Like, being amongst a crowd with Wahoo Le Col that is that high end. You have the world champion on your team. You've got people who've been on world championship podiums. I mean, like that definitely I would think would raise the bar of how you want to perform. And I would think as an athlete, I mean, you've kind of come up through the Zwift world in some ways as a younger athlete. So, I mean, it's pretty cool to have Wahoo Le Col around you in these kinds of that level, I would think, to push you and almost mentor you. Do you feel that a little bit across the team?
Yeah, definitely. I've been racing with some of the GP boys in the ZRL, so that's been really fun to do. It hurts, but
right on. Well, I think we're gonna see if we can get some results here for you. But Josh, thanks a lot for jumping in, man. It's always good to see you, and nice effort out there.
Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah, no worries. Well, Dave, we'll see if we can grab some results here in just a second. We'll have to be looking at the Strava segment that they're using for it. But I like the hill climb efforts. We need a little bit, of design in game maybe to push things a little bit specifically toward hill climb efforts. Cause like we have the segments, right? With the KOM banners, but it's not like we have TT mode where like there's a TT that's designed for that. And I wouldn't have ever thought it, but now that we're doing this, I'm like, oh, like this could almost be a game mode that we might that might help to have, where it's just this segment on each one of the sections is timed, but then there's actually like a results that comes through for that segment. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, my concept would be a TT championship series where we would have 6 to 10 hill climb time trials. You turn off draft, you race all categories, and you do it over a 6-week period every Wednesday. You could actually, it doesn't matter that you could run 4 times a day, as it's all you have is the course. There's no other variables there. So you could really have some real fun with time trialing and hill climbing, which I think really suit. They eliminate a lot of the variables that people stress out over with their racing. And if you just get down to pure time trialing with no draft, that's a lot of the reason why folks enjoy triathlon. I think for a good portion of that is that you kind of eliminate a lot of variables and just get down to effort and grading effort out there. So I think it would be really fun to host a time trial series, turn off draft, and have them all be uphill.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I like that idea of just a single event, go for it. They do have a few hill climb series right now that are going on, but I think the way that they're done is just go from the event banner, like the start banner, all the way to the finish line. So it can only use those courses.
Right.
If it's almost like if you could have courses within courses, right, that have their own results that are given in game. And also, like, I like your idea of like an event across. I also, because I come from mountain biking, I also have this idea of the what's the events called where we go and we do certain segments and you rest between them.
Enduro.
Right? Enduro, thank you very much. Yeah, of course, you tell me when I'm the mountain biker. But the
that's all right.
and so the something like that maybe as well, where across an entirety of an event, there's certain sections that athletes can go for, like in the Tour de France as well. You've got, we'll go for the hill climb points. But if those were not just a segment in game that, we do have that where they get it on Zwift Power, but if it was like actually in game with a results board that like added up over time as well. Obviously we do have that with WTRL, but it goes to show that go ahead.
Well, so I would just like to say that some of the events that we've done over the last 4 years that have been really fun to watch and we don't do them often, but I'm surprised that people don't demand that we do more, is time trials, mass start, draft turned off, because you get to have in real time pacing information from all of your competitors. You know exactly how you're doing, but you're not having to worry about the draft. And I felt like that was an absolute blast. They're fun to watch. They're a blast to commentate. And I have to think if you're into time trialing, they're fun to race. So I think that would be my format. 6 races, draft turned off, mass start. And, Nathan, as we've seen with Zwift Community Live, that when we broadcast an event, more folks show up to race. And there's a certain gravity that happens around the broadcast, which is awesome. And if we were to broadcast one of those time trials each week, then you'd have the opportunity to know, like, okay, generally the best competition shows up at this time slot. And if you really want to win this thing, you're going to want to be pacing against the best. So you race, and typically it's midday North America, which is early evening Europe. So sorry, Australia. But you know how it is.
Well, they just have to get up extra early. Just got to get up a little extra early in order to make it happen. But
that's my concept anyway. Well, kind of just adopting a lot of other people's ideas and homogenizing that into one. But, I really feel like there's something to this. And, that's what today's show was about, wasn't it? The future of esports and looking at partners and bringing together, some of the best thoughts and people who have already a seat at that table. I mean, if you want, Teppo's idea, Nathan, about a 400-kilometer long race, it might have been a little tongue in cheek, but not really. If you had that race, he'd do it. And I know I might be able to talk you and Gabby into doing it as well. I'm not saying that we would want to broadcast 400K, but I wouldn't mind coming in and covering the last hour.
Well, yeah, and of course, yeah. I'm not. We've been there before. We have been there before. We've had 24 hours. Now that would be more than
hours of racing.
Would it be 24? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
we've had 24-hour broadcasts, but I mean, we'd have to be bringing in a whole crew. It isn't going to be just Nathan and Dave on that one if we ever did that one. But yeah, we could see the end of that for sure. And then we've got the other end of it too with these super short, repeatable, perhaps.
Right.
Efforts. I don't know about repeatable hill climbs like
the BL13 events,
exactly.
Right? Or
exactly, which is really, really great. Well, I really like what these guys are doing. Next week we are in for the next race. Race number 2 is going to be a time trial on Watopia. It's going to be a little bit longer, 18.3 kilometers. It's a mass start, non-drafting, just like you said, Dave. It's like you knew it was coming without. Dave hasn't looked at race number 2. I haven't sent him the information yet, so you're gonna love that one. Rolling Roads, Watopian Southern Coast. This is going to be on the Going Coastal for 1 lap, mass start TT. It is now. This is a championships that's just within WLC. Yeah, it is a little bit exclusive right now, but guess what? That's because maybe we want to test out some things, see what hits well with the community, and then expand it out from there, everybody. So be looking forward to more that we'll be doing across this coming into January and February. But Wahoo Le Col, we appreciate everything that you guys are doing out there in the community. We'll be looking for results where they'll be posting, I would assume, across on their socials because they have to go ahead, and it was because that segment wasn't in game. Actually, they're going to have to actually take that segment from Strava. But that was one of the things I was meaning there, as far as of course, a lot of entities out there, and this is just to piggyback on what Wahoo Le Col is up to, pushing things here forward as much as they possibly can to make things as exciting as they can. Is we do have a lot of organizers out there that have done extra things, you know what I mean, to the game with WTRL and FRR, etc., tracking things through Zwift Power, etc., but trying to push things forward to see what we can do, tracking it outside of the game, but also maybe seeing what is really, really popular with teams in the game, and then what could actually get placed in that would then make more sense for the mass population. So it's pretty cool what they're up to there. And I really appreciate the hard work. Obviously super passionate. I do know world champion Bjorn Anderson was going to be in with us today, but had gotten sick. So I hope he's healing up, and we'll hopefully see him next week for that TT across Watopia. But Dave, that was a lot of fun to cover. Good to see the Wahoo Le Col guys. We'll be back next week, Monday. Tomorrow's Zwift Grand Prix, though, for the ladies. Why didn't we have any of the ladies today from WLC? Well, tomorrow they've got a team time trial, Dave.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to Saturday as well. Echelon Racing League is back. So we've got, it's great that the weeks just kind of roll into the next week now, Nathan, as this is full-on Zwift season. A big thank you to you as well. There's no question, Nathan, that you working with folks like Tim at Wahoo Le Col, that's how we're going to craft the future of esports. So just so you know, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. We having a good time. I'm going to see if we can bring Tim in here real quickly at the end here.
Oh, good.
Tim, are you Tim there? Are you still there with us?
Yeah. Still here.
Yeah. So how did you feel that went out there today?
I mean, everyone tore each other's legs off, which is exactly what we wanted. I switched to Teppo's view, and then I was like, oh, it's flat. And I was like, oh, I'm watching Teppo. Actually, I was on a 15% gradient. So, it's exactly what we wanted. TT next week, longer road race just after Christmas. And then, as you say, Nathan, we're the test dummies for this. So we want to try and open it up in 2024 as much as possible.
Yeah, sounds good. Awesome. Well, we'll see how much you enjoy being a test dummy if we can get you out there racing as well. But we look forward to next week and with the TT
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Well, sounds good, Tim. Thanks a lot for all your hard work in the background. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Nathan and Dave, for taking your time. We're just one club, but yeah, we're trying to take it forward. And if anyone else wants to join us, then hit us up on socials and we'll see what we can do.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, that's Tim Fulford, everybody from WLC, and I know it isn't just Tim behind the scenes from WLC. They got a whole board that does all the decision making and organizing for the entirety of the team. So we definitely want to say we appreciate all of them as well. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with Anna for the wrap. Make sure to watch the Zwift Grand Prix and cheer on the ladies in their TTT over on Zwift's channels. On Saturday, we've got race number 2 for the Echelon Racing League, Innsbruck. It's going to be popping off on the leg snapper. That is for sure. There's a ton of hype going on for that. Then we're back at you next Monday, and we're doing it all over again. It's going to be a ton but I'm excited for it. Definitely. It's been absolutely great so far this season. So from Dave and I, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, hit those follow buttons, turn on your notifications, subscribe. It helps out a ton. On whatever channel you are watching on our Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. And we will see you tomorrow night for the wrap episode number 74, I want to say, maybe 75. As always, from Dave and I, ride on.